we say a non-prop is Gala.
Yeah.
You know, only in Oklahoma can you have a virtual gala that's postponed because of weather. Right? I mean, something like that. Absolutely. Yeah, election goes. That's where all the you got to
I think just like in a general umbrella.
And then the results are in. We're here. The results are in. We still don't know. And so just don't worry about this.
No, that's fine. We just wanted to show you 90% of that.
Absolutely. Yeah. We'll just ban it. Absolutely.
Take it. The cord is.
I may actually. So what side should how should we stay? I definitely want to be able to do something. And I'm going to move my stand over here. No, that's fine.
Set it behind the monitor. Okay.
friend sitting here, and I put a lot of.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, and then you guys will have another trivia question.
Okay. Okay.
This shirt look better out.
What was the other option?
Okay, so we want to.
That looks fine.
This side, and then you guys.
She wanna. Mic test 1 2 check 1 2. Mic test.
Test.
Let's make sure we don't have any feedback.
Test,
Check
test.
1 2. Test 1 2. Mic test.
Check 1 2. Check.
Test.
Mack Impact 2020.
Hello.
Virtual Gala.
Woo woo!
80 seconds, folks. 80 seconds.
Make some noise.
Yay! So do you want us to walk in, or can we just start?
Yeah, you all stand there, and I'll come walking
Yeah.
in.
You'll come in.
You know.
Yeah. Is it okay if I just hold this? Okay. Hey, so is it going live right at 0? Okay.
We're gonna be like Wayne's World, like the
Yeah.
5, 4.
Excellent. All right. Welcome, everyone, to the Mack Impact Virtual Gala 2020. It's Joey and Heather from the Joey and Heather Morning Show on 98.9 Kiss
Hello.
FM.
Good
We're
evening.
So excited to be here. Right, Miss Heather?
This is a first for us, a virtual gala.
A virtual gala, and I feel underdressed.
I feel totally underdressed.
I think we should bring in the best dressed guy in the room right now.
He's
What do you
always the
think?
best. He's a football coach, always the best dressed on the field. His
Yes.
sneakers always match his outfit, his uniform. They always coordinate.
Well prepared.
Yeah.
He has laminated play sheets, I hear.
Laminated everything.
Yes. Let's bring Jason in.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, Jason.
How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming tonight. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Oh,
look.
Our pleasure. Yeah, definitely.
So I think our dress looks great.
Yeah, it's a good look. I mean, you're in a tux,
Yeah.
and I think you just thought it was going to be waist up.
It's virtual, right?
It is virtual, but we've
it's
got
a
a full length.
it's
So
a
at work,
full
all my
length
virtual
camera.
meetings are waist up.
Right,
Oh,
all your
so-
Zoom
No.
meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look over here.
Well,
Do you
look,
see that?
look over here in the like. You see that those are
I can see your knees.
your athletic shorts.
And your
Okay.
purple shoes.
Look at those.
The shame.
Look at those quads, though. I mean, look at these
guys,
calves.
Trust me, I know you can't see them at home, but
Sorry.
they are stacked.
They are
really
impressive.
They really
They're
are.
impressive.
That's
I get that all the
athlete's
time.
leg. All right, well, you're going to need to probably go put on some real pants
All
for
right.
your
Yeah,
own
yeah, we will
gala.
Definitely
Real
put on
pants,
real
please.
pants.
Yes,
That's right.
yeah.
But thanks for everybody for coming. We really appreciate this. This is a big night for us. This is our annual gala. I say annual because this is our second year. I think you can officially say annual.
Correct.
At your second year. And tonight we've got a lot of different fun things. You're going to laugh. You may cry a little bit. But really our goal here is a few things. One is to raise money. We can't do what we do without ensuring that we have funds to spend on these great kids. You're going to hear about some kids tonight and some families and what these experiences and what your dollars are going to. And I hope that you are encouraged and feel overwhelmed by what we're doing out there for a group of kids that are the greatest kids in the world. Pediatric cancer kids, there's something about them. They are all grateful and kind and generous. And so we hope that that impacts you as it has us. The second goal is to obviously honor some of our fellow charities here in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is a fantastic place to be when you're suffering a crisis like this. We've got multiple charities, multiple people working very hard day in and day out to provide the same kind of stuff that we are. So we're so thankful of them. We're going to have you 4 of them. We're going to introduce you to them, and we're going to have a unicorn winner out of those 4, and that's a big award for us. A third option is also, or a third thing we're going to get accomplished, is we're going to award our Lifetime Achievement Award. It's somebody that's been working in the pediatric cancer space for this particular person for 20, 25 years. And you're going to absolutely love the story and what they do. They're still at it, doing amazing things. And so we hope that you enjoy that. And then the fourth award is to just raise awareness. Or the fourth objection, the fourth thing to do is we are going to raise awareness. We want people to know what the Mack Impact is. We want people to know what their money is going to and spread awareness. This is a word-of-mouth organization. If anybody watching tonight has anybody they know with cancer and their child, they live in Oklahoma, they're eligible. It's simple as that. So we hope that we spread the word some more tonight and everybody understands that this is an important cause that we're all sharing.
Jason, Mack Impact is such a great organization. And I was just wondering, I know it's not an easy story. I know a lot of people are already familiar, but if people aren't familiar with a Mack Impact, can you tell us a little bit about why
Absolutely.
you and Nikki started it?
So my daughter was diagnosed with cancer on June the 10th of 2016. She was diagnosed with leukemia, as all cancer families can attest to. Took us completely out of the blue. We had no idea what we were even getting into, even after they said we had the diagnosis of leukemia. They originally said she would be in the hospital about a month or so. It turned out to be 9 months in the hospital
wow.
for the last year and a half of her life. And after she had a bone marrow transplant, cancer drugs are really awful to anybody, and especially children, so she really battled a lot of side effects. And after a year and a half, she unfortunately succumbed to her disease, and she passed away. She did get a little bit of fame towards the end of her life she had a connection with Baker Mayfield. Baker dedicated the season to her, and he mentioned her on the night he won the Heisman Trophy, so she would have been so inspired and loved that. That was kind of her thing, being famous and TikTok and all that kind of stuff. And so the last month of her life, we just decided that what can we do as a parent to pack a life into a child if they have a month to live?
Because you want them to be as happy as
We
they
want 'em to be as
possibly
happy.
can be.
Yeah.
And it was almost a little bit for me, too, that I knew she was terminal. We knew what we were facing. And we just said, how can we as parents provide her everything she can? And without being illegal, of course, but we just wanted, can't drink any beer.
I don't know.
That's
I would have
what-
maybe gone illegal. I'm just.
But
yeah.
I say illegal. The
Yeah.
first thing she did was drive my car.
Okay, well,
that
So
might
that was
be-
in a parking lot.
Yeah.
And we did a hot air balloon ride. She loved little piglets, so we got a farmer to come out and bring a couple little piglets that ran around our living room. And we just did a bunch of stuff like that. It may seem small to the outside, but it was really just the last few weeks went on a date. She had a little boy that I made him go up there, bring her flowers, and I escorted it and all that kind of stuff. So it was great. And we just thought this is something that all children that are facing these type of crisis, they all deserve this. And we've got a lot of things out. Make-A-Wish is a fantastic organization, big, wonderful trips. We're kind of small scale. We do on the fly. You let us know what you want, and we're going to deliver. We found out last week that a friend of ours had their third relapse, and we put something together in about 3 days. And so that's what our goal is, do it quick. Anybody can come, all family members, and this stuff really makes a difference to kids.
Well, and Make-A-Wish, as much as great work they did, like I did Dancing for a Miracle with Make-A-Wish, and they do great work, but they can't reach everyone.
That's right.
So the fact that this is local is really, really cool.
Well, unfortunately, some of these kids, too, are especially with COVID, that they're in a space where their immune system is so down they can't travel. So all those trips to Disneyland that they used to do, those are not as easy. And doctors are becoming more strict because they get COVID It's a lot worse deal.
Sure,
you know?
yeah, for sure.
So we're able to really provide those protections and allow kids to just pick what they want, and we'll say yes.
I love it. I also
do
think
too.
it's probably as much for the parents making those memories as it is for the kids
It
as
is.
well.
And that's
Yeah.
what you'll learn a little bit tonight. This isn't just about the kids. It's about the siblings, about the families. You know, siblings sometimes feel a little bit left out, as crazy as that sounds. But, you know, their sibling is, even though they're sick, they're getting a lot of attention and a lot of gifts and all this kind of stuff. And I think it's natural for children to kind of sometimes feel a little bit left out. So this is opportunity for them, too, to enjoy that kind of stuff.
Well, this is excellent.
This is a
gonna be
great
a fun
event.
night. This is going to be a fun
And
night.
Jason pointed it out, but where else but in Oklahoma would you have to reschedule a virtual event due to weather?
Due to an ice storm.
Right.
Right.
That's right.
But the election wasn't going to hold us back.
No.
We're
What
going to make
election?
everybody feel good and happy, not stressed or concerned or anything.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Here's what we know about the election. Quick update. We still don't know.
Okay.
Okay, all right, good.
And that's accurate.
Ah, you made me
that's up
nervous
to
there
date.
for a second.
That is up to date.
I do have to shout out really quick that joke about the virtual gala. That's from our good friends that also have a fantastic organization, the K Club here in Oklahoma City. I know I'll probably hear about it, but Holly Barron, you sent that joke. I just kind of stole it.
A
So, it
chain
was great.
joke.
Hey.
So I stole it from you. Okay, that's good.
At least you you gave
right.
the respect to the person that came up
Absolutely.
with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did you
There's
hear that,
nothing wrong
Joey?
with that.
That's a good thing to
you
do.
steal my jokes all the time.
I never stole one of your jokes ever.
Okay, it
I
might
gotta
be
take
more
my
the
shoes
other way,
off. I feel so
to be
tall.
honest.
I'm going to have to be referee tonight.
Hey, should we do our first door prize?
Yes, let's do it.
This is going to be fun. All right.
Okay.
Are we ready for our first door prize, Miss Heather?
We are. We are looking for the answer to this trivia question. What percentage of government cancer research funds are allocated for pediatric cancer? And we're going to take caller number 9 right now to the number on your screen. The first person that gets it is going to win a door prize.
Whoa,
What do
whoa,
we have?
whoa, whoa, whoa. Is this the Lucky Star Kiss hotline?
No, this is a different
Oh, it's
lucky
a different number?
hotline. Yes,
okay,
a different one.
different hotline.
So let's get you, we got a graphic we need to go to. So this is Brandy Trogdon. She is one of our board
Hi,
members.
Brandy.
And she's going to explain what each of these door prizes are. So go ahead, Brandy.
Hi, yes. So our first door prize is a $50 chalk gift card and a Mack Impact tumbler. So we will stand by and await.
Yeah, let's do caller number
Caller
9.
number 9.
There we go.
Hey, everybody, caller number 9 right now. Everybody get your phone.
I knew we had the right person to do it.
Hey, everybody.
So, absolutely.
We have this nice door prize.
So again, the first thing we want to do is to make sure that all of you all in the audience understand who we're impacting. When we say the Mack Impact, that's what this for is. Mack impacted us, and we think she can impact some other amazing kids out there. So we have a story from a wonderful mother from a wonderful family. Her name is Courtney Mount. They live out in the Shawnee area, and you're going to hear her story and what our Mack Impact experience did for her. So hope you stay tuned. And after this presentation, we'll announce the winner. Thanks, guys.
Great.
Good evening. My name is Ashley Wells, and I'm on the board for the Mack Impact. And tonight we have Courtney, Millie's mom, here to talk to us a little bit about their experience with the Mack Impact. How are you doing tonight, Courtney?
Great, Ashley, thank you.
Good, good. I just wanted you to kind of tell us a little bit about your daughter, Millie. Can you do that for us?
Okay, Millie was 3.5. She'll be 4 next week, November 11th, 2 weeks. And she's the youngest of 9 children.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, house full of fun. We live on a farm, south central Oklahoma. So have 80 acres, about 15 cows, 3 chickens, a boatload of cats, and 1 llama.
Wow, so you keep very busy, it sounds like.
We keep very busy. We homeschool our children. Now, they're not all little children. Some are adults, some are teenagers, and some are little children.
Okay, so what are the age ranges?
30 next week to 4.
Oh, wow.
Way stretched out, almost 6 grandbabies. The 6th one will be born again next week. Everything happens next week.
Oh, wow. Okay, next week's a busy week for you guys.
It is.
Okay, why don't you tell us a little bit about your life kind of pre-diagnosis with Millie?
Millie was a very, very happy baby, obviously well-loved, carried around all the time by all these siblings, probably pretty spoiled. About age 2, which would be January, January 2019, she got very cranky. You cried all the time. You couldn't pacify her. Didn't matter when you picked her up, she just cried. And to the point that our family said, boy, she sure is fussy, you know. Is she becoming spoiled? Is she becoming a brat? And
Right.
and she wasn't. She'd have intermittent fevers. She would wake up just drenched. And it was February by then, and I thought, well, I'm overdressing her, you know. She got on the little footed sleepers, and maybe she's just too hot.
Right.
Restless all night long. Daddy and I moved her out of our bedroom thinking, okay, we got to get some sleep. This girl needs
Right.
to go somewhere else in the house. And
Absolutely.
kept going to the doctor. Let's see, you know, different doctors. She'd say, well, she looks great. She looks like maybe she's coming off of a cold or an ear infection. I don't see anything wrong now. And that went on all the way through our Grand Canyon trip in May of 2019. And the week we were there, I called and said, we have got to be seen. She's ran fever all week. Got back. She was fine again.
Oh my
Nothing
goodness.
could be seen at all. We didn't do a blood test that day, but the doctor did say, we'll put one on order. And if you want to do it, you can. And I thought, well, why traumatize her? She seems fine now.
Right.
So we didn't. About 2 weeks later, again, she was crying and saying, my belly hurts. Looked like she was constipated.
Right.
So we took her to urgent care
Normal
one night.
kid things that you were thinking.
Absolutely. When urgent care saw her, they said, she sure is distended. They thought maybe she was constipated too. Sent her to the local hospital. Hospital, again, yes, she's constipated. We're going to do a blood test. I said, please, just feel of her belly. I found a little lump there today. And he said, I'm not worried about the lump at all, but her liver's distended. So for whatever reason, her liver was enlarged. He said, that can be concerning or it can be nothing. And so he did the blood test. Her liver enzymes were off. He sent us to Children's. When we got to Children's, we saw a liver expert that day who said, she appears fine. Maybe she has some food allergies. We'll send you downstairs and we'll have you do a blood test, which we just done, and we'll have you do an ultrasound. So I opted to wait on the blood test till Daddy got there.
Yes.
And I went to do the ultrasound first. And while we were on the table, you could tell the ultrasound tech's face just really changed. It kept getting more and more serious. We started out the procedure by just talking and visiting. And by the time we were done, she was just very quiet. And I said, if there's something we need to know, please don't let me leave here. We live a long way, and I don't want to have to come back. And so she said,
Absolutely.
please sit out in the waiting room and wait for a doctor. And the doctor came down and said, you're going to go to the 10th floor oncology floor. We think Millie has cancer.
Oh my
Now,
gosh.
crazily enough, I had packed my bags that morning, didn't tell my husband, and I just had in my mind, she has leukemia. I knew nothing about leukemia, so I didn't even know what that was necessarily, just that it was
Right.
cancer, and I thought that must be what she has. So when we got upstairs and they started talking to us, in years past, we had a friend that's child died from neuroblastoma.
Oh my gosh.
That one word would have triggered me.
Yeah.
I never heard the doctor say it. I don't know if the Lord just stopped my ears that day, but I never heard him. And I went home that day knowing she had some type of cancer in her liver, but I didn't know what it was. He said, you can admit immediately, or you can come back in 2 days once you get your life in order. And of course, I have all these other children.
Right.
Went home, had
A
to hire a
farm?
babysitter. Yes, everything you could think of, we had to settle in 2 days' time. Because we homeschool, we had to hire somebody that could come in and school the kids while I was gone. There was just so many loose ends.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we came back on a Sunday morning, and as we came in, we admitted, and they said, we're going to start testing Millie tomorrow morning for neuroblastoma.
Wow.
It just about
That
knocked me
quick?
over. I said, what do you mean? A neuroblastoma? No, you didn't say that. It was like going to be, we had looked up Wilms cancer,
Right.
which has a pretty high success rate, I think 95% success rate. A lot of the leukemias have a higher success rate. It was going to be one of those. And then when you
Right.
say neuroblastoma, it really lowers your possibility for healing.
And did Millie understand anything that was going on during this time?
No, she was so sick. Not only was she sick with the cancer, she also had a horrible, like congestion and all that kind of stuff. All three of us did. So we
Bless
come in
her
there
heart.
just falling apart.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, I'm so sorry. So, how long was she in the hospital?
That first time she was in the hospital about 2 weeks. They did a liver biopsy, which ended up being a liver bleed, which sent us to the PICU. Then we got that finally stopped. They did her first round of chemo. Her counts were low. She was fevering every day. She stayed until a Friday night, and I want to say that was 10 days maybe. We went home, or Friday morning. We went home Friday morning. By Friday night, we were sitting in the Shawnee emergency room, back for fevers, and then we were
Right.
transported by ambulance right back to the very same room we'd checked out of,
Oh, gosh.
and did another round then. So,
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So she spent lots of times there in the hospital.
She did. That started a year-long treatment process. She did, I think, 6 rounds of frontline chemo, which
Okay.
if you're going to respond, you should respond to your frontline chemo.
Right.
She did not.
She didn't.
She
Okay.
responded enough that she looked better.
Right.
She acted better, but her tumors would never really shrink much.
Okay.
Her body started working a little better and gave us some hope. She was supposed to have surgery next, and then a stem cell transplant, and then a second stem cell transplant. She never could get the surgery because the tumors never shrank enough that if they could have
Gotcha.
fixed her liver tumors,
Mm-hmm.
they could have gone on and done something else.
Okay. So she just couldn't. So did she get well enough to where she could at least go home at all? Or were y'all just
Yes.
at the, okay.
No, gratefully, she would go home. We would admit about every 3 weeks.
Okay.
With neuroblastoma, you always treat inpatient, at least in our experience.
Yes. Okay.
And so you were there 4 or 5 days each time.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'd go home and battle fevers and come back and forth a few times. And we
Right.
did that kind of stuff. And then we did that all the way through November. She started a research study and started immunotherapy, hoping that that would knock it down enough that we could eventually have the surgery and the stem cell. And again, it did not.
My goodness. And so whenever she was home, what did you guys focus on whenever she was home? Just being together as a family, or what were some of the things that you would try to do?
The minute she got out of the car, she could barely walk, and she would say, "Take me to my swing."
Oh,
She would get in that swing and just be so happy to be
Yeah.
home.
that was her
She would-
place.
absolutely. She would be in the tractor with her dad. She would be outside, playing in the yard with the kids. Make-A-Wish gave us a playground.
Oh, wow.
So
Wonderful.
she was out on the playground in her pajamas and her rubber boots.
But
Typical
that's
farm
okay.
girl.
Yeah, absolutely. So how did you hear about the Mack Impact?
Nikki contacted me probably through Facebook. I do a daily page update on
Yes,
Millie. Even
I
today,
follow
still
it,
do you?
yes.
Okay. Well, so I still write, but now it's on grief versus
Absolutely.
Millie's progress. But Nikki contacted me through that page and just said we offer experiences. And we hadn't with Make-A-Wish. We did a playground, so we didn't go anywhere.
Right.
And so when Nikki contacted me, it was a thought of, do we want to go somewhere? Is she well enough to go somewhere? And she wasn't necessarily. We could never have gone out of state for sure.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And we debated and thought, well, we really don't know what to tell Nikki she wants. For a while, Millie loves to ride our big 4-wheeler.
Yes.
And so we thought, well, maybe a baby 4-wheeler, maybe something small she could ride on the farm.
Uh-huh.
But when it came down to May, when Nikki and I started talking seriously about it, it was very evident Millie wasn't going to live.
Oh.
And so on one of our last trips to the hospital, we drove through over the South Canadian Bridge. And when we
Okay.
did, Millie said, "Oh, water, we go fishing again?" She would leave certain words out. So cute. We go.
Yes.
Yes. And Dad said, "You like to fish?" "Yes, love to fish." Never caught anything, but she loved to fish.
I mean, that's okay.
Yes. So we said we might go fishing again. We'll see. And then that was just the idea of that's what we need to tell Nikki that she would love to do.
Right. Okay. So then, whenever you had the day of the experience, so tell me what all that you did.
Okay. Well, before we had the experience, we had Millie tell Nikki by video what she wanted.
Oh,
And
so
she wanted to
sweet.
go on a boat, and she wanted to catch 3 fish.
Oh, 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then she'd just laugh, and she said,
I
"Well,
mean,
go
how
do
could
that."
we deny her that? So
That's
cute.
right. She can't count, but she knew how many fish she wanted to catch.
That's okay.
So the day of the experience, right before then, we were supposed to go to Texas and receive some more treatment. That was kind of her last hope. They called on a Friday and said she can't go.
Right.
It's not going to work. They gave us one last round of chemo that did nothing besides knock the hair off her head again.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And she came home. And so the day of the experience was my husband's birthday. We got up. She was pretty ill. Got about halfway to the lake, and she was throwing up already,
Yes.
which was typical of cancer kids,
Yes.
Thankfully, Millie didn't throw up much, so that was kind of a surprise for her. But her tumor growth was so rapid at that point, it was pressing on things and just really making her ill.
Right.
We drove to Eufaula. As we got off the highway, there was fire trucks waiting for us and flashing their
so
lights, which we
awesome.
didn't expect. And so we followed the fire department.
Yes.
And then as we pulled up to the lake, there were just people everywhere and in the water, boats everywhere. Everybody was tooting their horns, yelling. Of course, my 3-year-old's climbing behind me, so embarrassed now. She's not-
Right.
But after she let me hold her and she kind of looked around, they had a lemur. So
Oh,
that was exciting for the
nice.
other kids, especially my nerdy science kids.
Yes.
They got to go and see that. And I think there was 5 boats with 5, 6 professional fishermen on them. and these guys were just outfitted with everything we needed to get on the boats.
Wow.
Because our family's so large, we had
Right.
to divide up. So my husband and I and Millie got on one boat with John. And what was really neat about John, he shared later on that his sister had passed away of cancer when he was a child. And so it was
this
near
was
to his
special
heart.
for him too.
Yes, it was.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. So you all got to go and experience this together.
We
So
did.
what did that mean to you as a mom of all of these kids?
It helps you know that people understand that cancer is not just the child. Cancer hits the whole family.
Right.
You know, my other children lost their parents who walked out for a year.
Yeah.
They had to be schooled by somebody else. They had to have babysitters stay all night. There was never any consistency. And it was very hard on them. So to be included in the experience and not always be Millie's the favored one. Millie gets all the
Right.
gifts. Millie gets all the attention. That was a great blessing too. And then also just to be able to walk out and not have to think about it for one day.
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
blessing.
I'm so glad that you guys got to do that. So is this something you would definitely recommend to other families?
I would. I've recommended a few already. I think some of the ones you're working on now
Yes.
are sweet friends of ours that we're excited to see what they're going to do. But I think definitely recommend it because of the care put into the whole family.
Yeah.
You know, we went and had pizza after the experience. The Firehouse Pizza place had us in.
That's so awesome.
Millie didn't care much about the pizza just because she wasn't eating at that point.
Right.
But all the other kids loved pizza.
Yeah.
So again, that
So they were super excited.
they were. I think we cleaned them out.
Well, good. Well, good. Well, thank you so much for sharing Millie's story with us, and I appreciate it. And I'm glad that you're able to honor her. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell us about her, the Mack Impact, or anything like that?
Well, I did write something just that I did want to say. Thank you, Mack Impact, for honoring Millie and allowing us to make memories with her. At the very end, when she's so sick, and how are you going to make those memories? That was important. That was one of the last days Millie was up and out of the house.
Well,
was
I'm
a
so
blessing to
glad.
us.
I'm so glad
Yeah.
that you guys got that special time, and thank you so much again for sharing this information with us tonight.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thanks.
That was great. We are back here, and we just did our first door prize, so that's very exciting. And I think we have a winner, do we not?
Yes, let's recap the question was what percentage of government cancer research funds are allocated just for pediatric cancer?
Yeah. So we're going to have a good time tonight, but this is a shocking answer. I think most of you all will be surprised what the answer is. So our winner was Carrie Langert from UConn. We actually know her.
Carrie!
So, way to go,
Hi,
Carrie.
Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
How are you?
Hello, we're good.
Well, why don't you provide the answer? What is the answer for, again, Heather, you want to say it one more time?
Yes, it was what percentage of government cancer research funds are allocated just for pediatric cancer?
All right, Carrie, what is it?
It is awful because it is only 4%.
4%. Is
4%.
that right? That's
Overall funding for cancer research, 96% goes to adults, 4% goes to pediatrics.
how can that be?
4%.
Why?
4%.
Do you know why or what the reasoning is?
Well, one of the
there?
reasons why is because, it is, I'm going to give that phone back. It's because it's really difficult to do clinical trials on children. It's hard to ask a child to participate in a risky, unproven medication.
Sure.
And so
Right.
just the patient population, that's with all kids normally. That's why there's not a lot of drugs out there specifically for kids, because the tests are just hard to do. And it's certainly for terminal diseases. It's even worse because parents are like, I don't want you to give me the placebo.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So that makes it incel. And secondly, they just don't have the voice that other areas do.
Wow. 4%.
Absolutely. The adults have, breast cancer research or whatever research, and then all that's great. We're not taking away
Yeah.
anything with that, but it's just they don't have a voice in a coalition.
That
like
is
the other ones do.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of depressing.
Well,
Now it doesn't feel right to make fun of the fact that you put pants on.
I know, right? Like
should've
he actually is
started with
wearing
that.
pants. He's wearing pants
still wearing
now.
the purple
He
shoes.
owns pants.
I haven't
It's
worn pants
crazy.
in about 9 months.
It's a crazy thing.
That's right. That's
So obviously, the virtual gala that we're doing tonight is here to raise funds for Mack Impact. You guys do an amazing job. But ultimately, funds run the charity. So, and that's what we need tonight.
That's right. You know, we don't do a lot of outreach for fundraising. We have one event a year. We do a cornhole tournament in the spring, and then and this year it got canceled because of COVID. And we do some Facebook posts, but that's it. A lot of people give just one-offs and that sort of thing, but this is our event. This is our night for you all to help us fund this organization, to provide all these experiences. You know, we're very social media savvy. My wife is the social media chair. She does a great job.
She's a boss, by the way.
Yeah, she really
just
is.
give it up. She's
Yeah,
a
I
boss.
don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But this is really the night where we ask, please, this is your time to show that you support the Mack Impact, you understand our goal and our mission, and the only way we can move forward is with your help. That's it. Quite frankly, that's the only way we can do it.
And I think, too, we want to point out thank you to everybody that bought tickets. Thank you to all the sponsors.
Yeah.
Thank you to the board and everybody that keeps Mack Impact running. But at the end of the day, no funds means no wishes for
That's
kids,
right.
and that's what we're here for. So,
Hey, you know, there was a young lady that we did an experience for not too long ago, and she wanted to go on a shopping trip. That's it. She wanted to go to Target with her mom and buy whatever they wanted. And so our board member here, Mel Cons, and my wife went, anything shopping. She's like, I'll do that.
I'll do it. I'll go.
You know,
Shopping?
Sign
I
me
can
up.
help. I
Yeah,
can
so
help.
we went to Tulsa, and that's literally the planning was we went and got $500 from the Mack and Pack account, and we went with her on her trip to Target, and she just made some TikToks in the aisles and was dancing,
Wow.
and it was just amazing. So that's the kind of stuff we do, and obviously we can't do that if we don't have the funds.
Yeah, and if you want to see like these experiences that you're providing for kids, I know, like you said, Nikki is great with social media. I saw the Target trip. You can do that by following the Facebook page.
That's
Is it
correct.
just the Mack Impact, right?
Yes, that's right. So we have the Mack Impact on Facebook. We also have a Twitter feed that the Twitter guy is not
This
real
guy?
Twitter
This
savvy.
guy,
This
okay,
guy.
yeah.
And then obviously our website is www.themackimpact.org. So we would ask if get online right now tonight, www.themackimpact.org. We've got a donation button, and we hope that you find a reason to give tonight.
You might not be Twitter savvy, but at least now you're pants savvy.
Hey.
So that's
Yeah,
good.
And
he's
these are
shoe
my
savvy
thing.
for sure.
Well, these
Yeah.
are my Justin Bieber skinny jeans.
Oh, well,
I like
we
it.
all need one pair, right? Right, exactly. Well, I think tonight we have another story to tell, do we not?
We do. So this is an exciting portion. Tonight, we again, as we said earlier, that we're going to acknowledge 4 people, 4 organizations in the community that do the same kind of stuff we do, that just provide smiles, financial benefits. You're going to hear about the OK Kids Corral tonight. And we Okie Superheroes, just literally a couple that dresses up in cosplay. Yes,
Cosplay, yes.
And they do some awesome stuff, visit hospitals, that sort of thing. So you're going to be excited. The first one is for an organization called Go, Mitch Go. John Whitaker and Tracy Whitaker, an amazing couple that really have mentored us a little bit, getting us off the ground. We were crazy about them. They really helped us during our Mackenzie sickness, and so we just think the world of them. So we're going to show a video and allow them to introduce who they are, what they do, and the kind of people that they serve.
Perfect. So, hey guys, tell us about you and your family and where you guys are from.
John and Tracy Whitaker from Oklahoma City. Our oldest son, Mitchell, passed away from leukemia in 2007. And our daughter, Meredith, is a 21-year-old junior at Oklahoma State.
Awesome. Go Pokes. Yeah. So, tell us about Go Mitch Go and what your mission is.
Well, Go Mitch Go started really actually when he was first diagnosed. That was kind of our saying, Go Mitch Go.
Yeah.
And we, after he passed away, we started our 501c3, I believe, in 2008. And our mission is to just help others that were traveling the same path that we did. It's a strain financially, and a lot of unexpected things can come up, and we just wanted to help support other families battling childhood cancer.
Yes, absolutely. You guys are so amazing. What you do really truly makes an impact on people. So just keep it up. So I was kind of looking at you guys' website, and I noticed that you guys have Go Mitch Go athletes that train for like triathlons and stuff. So kind of tell us about that. That is so cool.
Well, I mean, that was actually the real origin of how we got started with large scale fundraising. Tracy and her girlfriends, to her credit, for her 40th birthday, she wanted 40 friends to go run Rock and Roll Arizona. And I was like, there's no way you're getting 40 of your friends. I know them. There's no way you're getting 40 of your friends to go run and exercise with you. She ended up taking 50 people and truly launched what we have done throughout the last like 15 years from a large scale fundraising standpoint. They raised over $270,000 as a group. And I think year to date, we're sitting right at about $2.9 million.
Awesome. That's incredible. What does it mean to you guys personally to give back to these amazing kids?
Well, I think for us, really, again, and it starts with Mitchell, is he was a tenderhearted boy. And one time when we were diagnosed in 2005, we were in the old part of the hospital, and so we would have roommates.
Aww.
And during that time, one of the moms was a single mom we were roommates with, and she shared her struggles. And she was a single mom with 3 boys, and she was there with one of her boys. And so when they had left the room, and Mitchell, you think that they're not listening, and they are, and he said, "Mom, we should help them." And so that's just, it's what we're called to do, is to help others, serve others.
I love it. Do you guys think about Mitchell whenever you're helping these families? And what do you think he would think about Go Mitch Go?
I mean, anyone with children, they're never too far from your thoughts, whether they're with you presently or with you in eternity. And so Mitchell's never too far from anything that we're involved in, but I know that he would be proud of the efforts and the relationships that we've made. I like to think that he would have a firm enough grasp on the significance of what his influence has been. And that's kind of ends up being the message to a lot of folks out there, is when you have the opportunity to help others, do so. And it ends up paying dividends way in a much greater way further down the line you could ever imagine.
I love it so much. So what do you guys think to be nominated for this award? What does it mean to you guys?
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. Awesome. Did you guys hear me on that question?
No, you were like this.
Frozen. Okay. So what I was going to say is, what does it mean for you guys to be nominated for this award?
We take a lot of pride in the fact that as the Tracy and I look at ourselves, I mean, look at us here, like with matching bifocals, as like the
parents. That's like grandparents.
Yeah, it's like the parents of, you know, Mack Impact and Faith Kids and K Club, and the pride that we have on simply having these fantastic organizations that have taken any influence or any good deeds maybe that we wanted to put out into the community, and have run far past anything that we've done, certainly anything that we're doing now. We're just super grateful and just so proud of all of these groups and the work that they continue to do. We just kind of get to sit back and go, oh, look at what Mack Impact is doing. Oh, look at all those great things. So we're very honored.
Awesome. Well, we're so excited to have you guys. I know for me personally, when I saw your name nominated, I was so excited. So thank you so much for your hard work and your son's honor, and, you know, helping these kids, these families, and funding, you know, blood cancer research. We know that Mitchell would be so proud of you guys. So thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Jason, back to the studio.
What an amazing story there, and what great work that they do. It's very impressive. So we have another great story for you. I want to introduce Juliet Neese-Bright. She's the executive director at the Toby Keith Kids Corral, and listen to the work that they do.
Thank you. All right. So I just want to say welcome. Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be able to talk to you today. I'm glad that we were able to find some time to actually sit down and have a conversation over Zoom. But I am excited to talk to you though. So I have a few questions, but first I know that the Mack Impact, we've had our kids come to the foundation and we've cooked dinner before and we've done a bunch of fun things and we love the way that you guys run your foundation. So first I just want to say thank you for the opportunity for us to be able to go there and just kind of talk to you and help out however we could. So I do want to first of all say thank you for that opportunity.
Oh, thank you. I think it's so important for foundations to support one another. And so when we have foundations like the Mack Impact who want to come in and actually partner with us, it's a treat because it doesn't happen very often. And I think we're so much stronger when we're together.
Perfect. That's awesome. No, and I hope that we keep it going too. So, all right. Here we go. So the first thing I want to do is just kind of know some more about you, where you're from, just to kind of get some personal information.
Yeah. So my name is Juliet Bright, and I actually grew up in Oklahoma City. I've lived here pretty much my whole life. For about 9 years, I lived in California and worked for the Walt Disney Company. So that was a great experience in my 20s. Love it. But then, came back home to be with my family, to start my own family, to kind of live the life that I had when I was little. And so I'm a mom of 3 boys. I've been with my husband for 30 years, and we just live, a lovely, beautiful life in Oklahoma.
Perfect. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Well, the Disney thing sounds really good. It sounds really cool.
I think I loved getting away for a little while. I loved kind of seeing different parts of the country and living a different life. And all our focus was, for my husband and I, it was work. And then suddenly one day you kind of wake up and you think, oh, I think I want a baby. I want these other things. And that happened for us when we were in our 30s. And so it was perfect timing to move back home.
Perfect. Well, the next thing I want to know is kind of what led you to your work in the pediatric cancer care?
Well, I think so much of what's happened to me in my life has just been, a lot of it's luck. And I do really feel like such a lucky person to have gotten into this field. It really wasn't something I was searching out, but something that is my calling. And sometimes those things happen to you and you don't really know why they happen, but they happen. And so about 14 years ago, I got a call just to help part-time, just to help with a fundraising event. So I did a little bit of research on it and I thought, this is something that I really want to do. And it was pretty soon after I had moved from California. Then within a couple years, because I stayed committed to it, I still wanted to help with the fundraising aspect of raising money for kids with cancer. Then I had the opportunity to become the executive director and to actually build OK Kids Corral. And at the time, it was a challenge. It was something new. It was so exciting. And over the years, it's become just so much more. It's my life.
Well, that kind of is a perfect segue into my next question, which was, what is your organization? And you just said it's the OK Kids Corral. Do they have like a mission or a tagline?
Yeah, so our nonprofit is actually the Toby Keith Foundation, and we exist to support the health and happiness of pediatric cancer patients. Through that mission, we've really honed in on supporting OK Kids Corral. And OK Kids Corral, so OK Kids Corral is our program, and it is cost-free housing for kids with cancer. So kids from all over the country, really internationally. We've had kids from Egypt, we've had kids from England stay with us. As long as you're receiving treatment in Oklahoma City, you can stay at OK Kids Corral free of charge. So that has been, everything that we've been focused on. Initially, we helped other foundations, but because the need is so great in Oklahoma, we have so many kids who are traveling from smaller towns throughout Oklahoma, or they're traveling in from Kansas or from Arkansas. We really did just focus all of our efforts on operating OK Kids Corral.
Nice. And how long have you been doing this for?
Well, so again, I started with the Toby Keith Foundation in 2014.
14, okay. And you said that you were the one to build it up, right? So that's awesome.
Right. Yeah.
Perfect.
One of the many people. One of the many people.
Not today. It's just you. Can you tell us like a memory that you've had, like one that stands out? I know there's probably a lot of them.
Out. Did I say 2014?
You did say 2014.
I'm so wrong. We're gonna have to go back. I actually started with the Toby Keith Foundation. I don't know why I said 2014. I actually do, because that's when OK Kids Corral opened. But I actually started with the Toby Keith Foundation before my second son was born. And so I started with them in 2006. So initially started with them in 2006, but we opened the corral in 2014. So much of what I do now, the corral encompasses so much of what we do. So I was thinking about the corral, but I've actually been with the foundation since 2006. So
very cool.
Sorry.
No, that's hey, that's totally fine. So I mean, I know that you do a lot of things and you do a lot of events and stuff, but is there one that's kind of stood out to you?
A memory, I think the memories that stand out the most to me are memories of things that happen in the house. I can think of one particular thing that's happened recently. There was a little boy who came to the corral. He was crying. I mean, when I tell you, he walked in the door and he was crying. He was inconsolable. He was just, I don't know. His mom, you could tell she was at her wit's end. And together as a staff, we sort of try to tackle those things. And yes, we are with kids with cancer, but we want to be so much more. So what we did was kind of join forces, and I took him out of the room to try to get him distracted. Another one of our staff members took mom and got her calmed down, and just kind of brought them back together in a very calming, comforting way. And I think that's so much of what we do at OK Kids Corral. On the outside of everything, yes, we are a home for kids with cancer. We are a building of metal and wood and bricks, but inside it's something very different.
That's awesome. That's kind of what we've seen whenever we come there, is kind of those kind of moments that kind of shine through. What's in the future for the Toby Keith Foundation?
Well, I think this year has kind of, like probably with so many foundations, kind of maybe just postponed our momentum a little bit. I think that with COVID, we found out that we need to look at some procedural things. If something like this were to ever happen, you just don't think that a pandemic really is going to happen when you're running a home for kids with cancer. So in a way, on a plus side, some things were good. It made us really, really look at our operations. It made us really look at our staffing. It made us really look at how we're keeping the families safe. So while we did take a couple steps back, I think we're stronger for it. And so now, after 2020, we're going to probably get through this year and then start to look in the future. We have had talks about expanding the size of OK Kids Corral. That would probably be first and foremost the next step for OK Kids Corral.
Oh, very cool. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, this is going to be a short and sweet. I just wanted to kind of get to know you. We're definitely excited to have you as one of our nominations, because you mean so many kids, and to get so many nominations for you, it was great to actually be able to sit down and talk to you. My last question is just kind of, what does it mean to you to be nominated for this? Because what we want this to be is like a really important award, because it means so much to us, but it also means because it's people nominating you for what you mean to them. So I just kind of want to get your side of the story.
And I think because of that, because you're being nominated by somebody else, it obviously is really, really touching, really heartwarming that someone would think of me. But I think of everybody. I think OK Kids Corral, I'm just a really, really small piece of a super big puzzle. It's our board members, our staff, our advisory council, our hundreds and hundreds of volunteers, and even the families inside OK Kids Corral. Yes, they're staying at OK Kids Corral, but they're helping. They clean, they organize, they'll pitch in and help us with events when we need it. So I think that it's really recognition for an entire team of people that make it's a 25,000 square foot building. It's a home for 16 families. So it takes such a big group of people to make it work. And it's an honor to be thought of. And again, I'm just a little piece of the puzzle, but happy to, speak on behalf of everybody.
Well, perfect. Well, like I said, I'm really, really happy to meet you. I know that we're going to keep coming back and keep cooking more meals.
Yes. I can't wait till we can open back up and things can be normal again.
This year's been a little bit different for sure because, we're doing this over Gala. This is not my speed, but I'm glad that, like I said, I was able to take some time out, talk to you, and just, make sure that you know how special you are to, not only the people who nominated you, but to everybody. So
yeah. Thank you. And if I can I just thank the Mack Impact and their board and everybody who's a part of it, because honestly, there are not very many foundations who do something like what you guys do, which is recognize other people, outside of the work you're doing. We get kind of stuck in our silos and thinking about the things that we have to accomplish. And so for you guys to recognize other groups and other people, it's wonderful. So thank you.
No problem. Well, thank you so much. And I think that's it. You can go have a fun rest of your Sunday. We can all take off
finish cleaning.
Yeah, pretty much so. All right. Well, it was nice to meet you. And like I said, hopefully whenever this thing calms down, we can do one of these things in person for sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome back, and what a blessing to meet some people in the community that are so giving and just charitable people, and we love all those people. We love the people that are watching tonight. Thanks again for joining us, and we have another video of some great people that are helping out here. Jennifer and Josh Malik, they head up the Oklahoma chapter of Support the Kid, so they provide financial benefits for people that are suffering, for kids that are suffering, and a lot of great work they do too. Let's find out some more about them.
Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
I'm originally from Illinois, and I grew up moving around, and we went to high school in Ada, Oklahoma. That's where my parents still are, and my husband and I settled in the Moore Norman area. That's where we currently live.
Awesome. I love to have a fellow Okie. Tell us about Support the Kid and what is your mission?
Support the Kid is an all-volunteer nonprofit, and we our goal is to just raise money and give it to families that have a child fighting cancer. And our goal this year is to give $100,000. If we do that, we will reach our big goal, which is giving $700,000 in the 10 years that Support the Kid has been around.
Wow, that's amazing.
We've been in Oklahoma for 6 years.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, I saw on your Facebook page that you had at this point raised, I think $600,000 is what it said. So that is great.
Yes,
how long? Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. We've given to almost 200 kids, just under 200 kids to date.
That's so amazing. How long have you volunteered with Support the Kid, and how did you get involved?
I've been with Support the Kid for 6 years. That's when we brought it to Oklahoma, and I got involved because my very good friend that is from Oklahoma, she went to OU. After she graduated there, she moved to Dallas for work, and that's actually where she met our founder when he was fighting cancer. And so she started a chapter there with the blessing of his family, and then she moved with her work, and then when she came back, we ultimately started one in Oklahoma.
Wow, that's so you and your husband basically kind of run the Oklahoma site, or the Oklahoma part of it.
Yes, when we started in Oklahoma 6 years ago, there's a team of 5 of us here. And then now there's a team of 6 since our friend from Dallas has moved back here. So we have a team that everybody just kind of tackles different things as ideas and fundraisers come up. You're kind of the one that leads the fundraiser if it's your idea.
That's so great. And do you guys, speaking of fundraisers, do you have anything upcoming fundraisers or events you want to talk about?
Sure. We have, as you know, 2020 is hard with COVID. So we're trying to keep, of course, everyone safe, especially, kids that are fighting right now and things like that. We're having to change some things. We've had to cancel some things, but we are trying to get everybody organized so that we can do a nationwide telethon. It'll be our very first one. We are shooting for December, so cross your fingers on that one. So everybody can follow the Support Facebook page to learn more as we get that up and going. So we're also going to try and do a virtual poker tournament and things like that. So we're just kind of staying fluid and rolling with the times right now.
That's kind of what you have to do. That sounds great. Tell us about Scrappy the tiger.
Oh, I have him.
You do?
He's right here.
Okay.
And he has a little Support the Kid bandana right here. He's super soft and plush. Our friend that ran the Dallas chapter, she also lived in the Deep South for a little while, and she did a lot of volunteering with St. Jude. And so we kind of took the idea off of their playlist because they have their own version of it. And so she decided to do this. So we give it with the check, the donation check that we give to all the families. And then of course, everybody can go to our website and order one if they choose to. And it's just something that is just going to be a constant fundraiser for us, but also just something that the kid can kind of hang on to, and just to let us know that even though we're not there with them every day, we still are with them.
I love that. I'm going to have to be ordering some of those for sure.
Sure.
What's one of your favorite memories that you have with Support the Kid?
Oh, my very favorite always is going to be when we get invited to the bell ringing ceremonies.
Yes.
I have had the honor of attending 2 of them, and one of them was our very first local Oklahoma kid. So not only was he our first kid, he also rang the bell, and the family extended the invitation to me, and I got to go, and I had never been to one. So that whole event is life-changing, and then we also got to go to one earlier this year. Our whole team was able to go. So every time I think it's going to be special every time. Just, it's a huge, huge honor for the family to even want us there,
Right. Absolutely. That should make you feel so good. Like you're doing something that makes an impact for sure.
Yes.
Let's see. What does it mean to you to give back to these amazing kids and their families?
It means a lot. It also gives us motivation. It's kind of a hard thing to handle, seeing sick kids all the time. And it gives us the want to work harder and to raise more, because we don't ever want to have to say no to any family that's in need. So being able, even if it's just a few minutes, spending time with the families and knowing that we are just taking one little bill, one less burden off the parents' plate in such a hard time is really amazing.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. What does it mean to you to be nominated for this award?
I'm blown away. Especially I read, a little synopsis about the other ones, and they are heavy hitters. So to even be in the same category as those people is just crazy to me. So it's humbling, but it also gives me a lot of drive that even though we're a small, all volunteer organization, we still matter, and we're still, like the work we do matters to people. And so I was just blown away.
Aww, I'm so excited. Well, we're so happy to have you as a nominee. Thank you so much for your time today and for talking.
Sure.
And thank you. We didn't talk much about your husband, Josh, but he is right alongside with you.
Yes.
Throughout all your volunteer work and all that you guys do. I know he couldn't be here with us tonight, but a huge thank you to him as well. You are just a true definition of what a unicorn nominee should be. And we are so excited and can't wait to see what Support the Kids does for the future. And just to learn more about Support the Kids, just visit their Facebook page or supportthekid.org. And thank you so much for joining us this evening, and back to the studio with Jason.
Another amazing story here for the Mack Impact 2020 Virtual Gala.
Virtual,
we are
yes.
back, and we're excited to be here. It's Joey and Heather from the Joey and Heather Morning Show on 98.9 KISS FM. Jason was like, can you guys come help? And we said,
Yeah, of course.
Of course, we'll be here. And we're doing a bunch of fun, different, door prizes. So we have another one to do.
We do. Brandy, you want to come tell us about our next prize?
Get on in here.
Hi, yeah. Sorry, it's kind of a maze. So our next item up for grabs is a $25 JJ Nels gift card. And this gorgeous Mack Impact tumbler. I don't know.
Ooh, it's pretty.
Look at that.
It's so sparkly. And it was generously donated by LVB Designs. So
Looks like that'll keep it below 32 degrees. It looks like to me.
For sure.
Just saying.
So we would love to give away another door prize right now. You see the number on the screen, and I've been told by Ashley 9 is too high. So we're going to lower it down. We're going to say caller number 8.
Yeah, to 8. We'll
Hey,
lower
everybody, caller number 8, get on your phone line right now.
We'll take caller number 8 right now.
Area code 405 302
301
72 24.
And by the way, that's my cell phone number. So
Oh, is it?
I'm just anxious to see the text at 3 a.m., you know?
Oh, well.
You just
I've
had to
already
throw that
sent
out
some.
there that was your cell phone
Yeah,
number,
call me.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
So we appreciate it. 8th caller right now, 405-301-7224. So we've got 4, again, the videos that you've just seen previously to this were 2 of our 4 nominees tonight for our Unicorn Award. This award is very special to us. We feel like it honors the one that has really given back the most in the community for the past year. Every year it's a difficult decision because all of these 4, along with the last year that we did, they're all so deserving of much more than we can give. So we're getting ready to be introduced to the 3rd particular individual. Let's do Christine now. Christine, you want to talk about the real Okie Superheroes?
Hi, I'm Christine, and I had the honor of interviewing Arlene and Andy with the Real Okie Superheroes. We have actually had the opportunity to work with them in the past on one of our experiences. I just called them up super short notice, and they were all game for it. They've said if we need any kind of help in the future, they're totally in for helping us out, and they do lots and lots of really just amazing stuff. So I'm excited for you guys to hear about them.
All right, let's check it out.
Okay, so we are Real Okie Superheroes. We're based out of Northeast Oklahoma. We are a charity cosplay group, and we do hospital visits and nursing home visits and home visits. Have I said everything? Oh, charity events. We raise money for different causes. So like with the Mack Impact, we have helped you guys with a birthday party, but we also raise money for things like if there's a child with cancer in the hospital, we'll raise money for their Amazon wish list or any specific items that they want. Just recently, we raised $500 for the Children's Hospital for candy for Halloween.
I saw that. That was amazing.
So, yeah, just different things like that.
Yeah. Okay, so what led you guys to do that? What made you start getting to work in the pediatric cancer community?
I think just the hospital visits.
So you guys started out with hospital visits and then just kind of met some of the kids and then it just kind of snowballed from there?
Yes, so basically there were a few people that were not in the hospital and they invited us to their home.
Oh,
like for
okay.
example, our very first visit was with Bailey, who passed away in May, I think. So she was actually our first home visit because we heard that her favorite heroes were Captain America and Wonder Woman. So.
Yeah. So did you have your costumes before that, or did you get them just for that? You did?
We've been doing this for almost 3 years now.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you guys got the costumes like for the hospital visits and stuff?
Yes. Yeah. So we were already cosplayers before that, and then our charity is going to be 2 years old in November.
Awesome. Okay, so I wanted to bring that up. So you guys are part of the Real Okie Superheroes. You just got nonprofit status this year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So what would you say is the mission of the Real Okie Superheroes?
You always say it well.